In the last of our comprehension series, we have set comprehension. Set comprehension in Python is similar to list and dictionary comprehensions, but it is used to create sets. Set comprehension provides a concise and efficient way to generate sets using a single line of code by iterating over an iterable object and applying specified conditions. Set comprehension provides conciseness and efficiency when writing code with Python. Let's head over to PyScripter and check it out. The basic syntax for set comprehension is almost identical to list, except we use curly braces instead. Our set comprehension will have our curly braces. We have an expression. The expression defines the elements of the resulting set from the comprehension. We then have a for loop for item. Item represents the variable that takes each value from the iterable. So we have in and our iterable, which could be a list, a tuple, or a dictionary, for example, or any other iterable data type. We then have an optional condition. This condition will return a true or false Boolean value. It is known as a conditional statement used to filter items. Comment out and hit enter. We'll create a list of countries and we'll set that to equal our square brackets, and we'll use Ireland, Canada, Ireland again, Brazil, France, and Brazil again. So we have duplicate values in there. We hit enter and we can see when we print our countries, we have our list with Ireland in there twice and Brazil in there twice. We'll create a variable called country set and set that equal to a set. We'll then say for country in countries, we will add each country to our country set. Enter and enter again, and we will print our country set. We can see that the duplicates have been removed. Now we could also have just cast our list into a set and it would have removed the duplicates and we would have had a set. But where's the fun in that? I need to show you set comprehension. But just to show, I could have said set and put countries into our set and enter, and we would have got the same result. We'll create a variable called set comp for set comprehension, and we'll set this to equal our curly braces. Now we have our for loop, so for country in countries, we'll go back to the beginning of our set comprehension and we want our expression, which will just be country. So for each country in our countries list, we're going to return it as a set. We'll hit enter and print our set comp. You can see we get the exact same in one line of code rather than iterating through. We'll use the optional condition this time. We'll create a variable called no lands and we'll set this equal to our curly braces. Our for loop will be for country in our countries list, and we're going to, I'll say if not country dot ends with land. We'll go back to the start of our comprehension and we want the country returned. So let's think what's happening here. We're iterating through our countries list, and if the country does not end with land, we are going to return that country in our set. So this should return unique values where land is not at the end of the country name. We'll hit enter and print our no lands. Hit enter and we can see we get Brazil, France and Canada, and Ireland has been omitted. We can also use some methods to process our data as we create our set. We'll create a variable called low countries. Not anything to do with their height above sea level, just that we're going to get lowercase country names. Set this to equal our curly braces. We have our for loop for country in our country list. So in our countries, go back to the beginning of our set comprehension, and we want the country name dot lower. We'll hit enter and print our low countries to screen, and we can see that the capitalized letter at the beginning is now lowercase. And we'll finish up with some conditional logic. We'll set a variable called set comp and set this equal to our curly braces. We have our for loop for our country in countries. We go back to the beginning of our set comprehension to define our expression of what we want returned in the set. We'll say country dot lower if country dot ends with land, else country dot upper. So if the country name ends with land, it's going to be all lowercase, and if the country does not end with land, it's going to be all uppercase. So we should see that Ireland is all lowercase and the rest of the countries are uppercase. We'll hit enter and print our set comp, and we can see that is what we get. Brazil, France and Canada are all uppercase characters, where Ireland is all lowercase. In this video, we saw set comprehension in Python in action. It is very similar to list comprehension, except we are creating a set rather than a list, meaning that the set will not contain any duplicates and the values are unordered.